Yes, World Greg Isaac Foundation fans, thank you so much for staying with us up to this time. Thank you so much. Enough love and respect. Like we promised, we're still moving further into the sound, into the event, into the meeting, into the session, whatever you may call it. And right now we have in the spotlight man like Joshua Jones. Greetings, Joshi.
Greetings, Chidi.
True me, brother. Honor to have you, man.
Yeah, man, same here. Glad to be on the platform.
We met sometime, you know.
Not true.
You remember where?
Not really. You can remind me?
I hope, I hope I'm not just mixing it up. Were you on tour, the Dread and Terrible tour?
Yeah, man. Yes, man.
All right, then we met definitely in Germany and we met
Seen.
in Italy.
All right. See, there the connection.
Yeah. Because I was in that. I was moving with Chronics. I think he had 3 shows in Germany, if I remember, and then in Brescia. Yeah, and
Okay. Yes, man.
and then in Brescia, I was working with a company who is into fashion, and I happened to be in Italy within that time. That's how I ended up being in the show also in Brescia, and we met. And I remember
Seen.
you liked one necklace, one Ethiopian necklace.
Aye. Yeah, man. Me, I remember now. Yes. Yes, man. Yeah, man.
And I said, yeah, Josh, me, I go get you this same necklace,
Yes, I.
You see
You know,
that?
me did end up getting it from Ethiopia.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
that?
man. Yeah, man. I'm also get this from Ethiopia.
All right.
You
Honor to
know?
thank you again and be with you on this great, memorable event, my brother.
Don't it? Yes, man.
See, the world is a small place. So, George, tell us about yourself. We just spoke to your father not long ago. Tell us who you are. And so many know already who you are right now because, like I said, we spoke to your father. Tell us about Joshua right now.
Well, I am a creative. I don't like to put myself in any form of box. I've been, Daddy told me that I started to play music about the time I went to Edna Manley, but I actually started to produce or be interested in producing before any form of instruments. I was producing from I was 14 actually. I actually patterned people like Kanye West and Pharrell Williams and Timbaland. Those are my era of producers. So growing up in the music, I always listen to the reggae producers and stuff, but I also like the hip hop producers, to be honest with you. And then as time go along, I noticed that if I want to be a better producer, I have to learn an instrument. You know what I mean? Or couple instruments. I started out on keyboard, as Daddy told you. And then I transitioned to bass. And it was all a strategic plan to be a better musician overall. You know? So yeah, I'm just a creative. I've ideas about everything. I think I've plans to make the whole industry for everybody better. You know what I mean? Reggae industry to the music industry at large. So currently that's what we're following through with people them around me like Daddy and the other band members and the other team members, them believe in me. So I just leading the thing and making sure that it work.
Just like your daddy too, you started very early, as early as 12 producing already. This is
Yeah.
great. Were you challenged? I mean, your dad said anyway, he never put pressure on you, but were you challenged to get into the music scene yourself, personal challenge? Oh, my
Oh
father,
no.
I have to do it because my dad is doing it. I have to do
Oh
it.
sir.
Was it,
Not at all.
it just came naturally to you?
Yeah man, him just leave me alone and let me do what I feel to do. And then I just gravitate to it naturally. And I think that's how it's supposed to go. Just leave the youths and make them grow. Like a plant, it go grow. So you know to determine how it grow, kind of like a oppressor vibes. You know what I mean? So him just love me and it's just so him approach everything, him just make it happen how it's supposed to happen.
And you yourself, you didn't put pressure on yourself that,
Oh no, no,
okay?
never.
True. Yeah, I mean, this event is called Veterans and Reggae Future. Yeah, we know that the industry in Jamaica is still evolving. It has evolved to different level now as it was in the early days when your dad then started getting into
See,
the scene. It has evolved. Now looking at it from a young contributor or artist perspective, how do you see the reggae revolving or evolving right now and how it was some years ago when your dad then were there? Can you give a
well,
comparison?
well, Daddy came up in reggae in the 70s and 80s. He started in the 70s and really, really rose to prominence in the 80s. And now I guess that's how I started in the 2010. So it's like a 40-year difference. You know what I mean? So I honestly feel say the music actually devolve. That's what I feel. I don't feel the music is as good as it was. I don't feel it as progressive as it was. I don't feel it as free as it was. I feel it more corrupt than it was. I feel everything actually going down. But that is why now we know as a young generation have to make sure so it at least go back to where it was and then start evolve. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, this is a strong statement coming out from you.
Yeah.
Trust me, because I mean, a couple of years ago, where there was this euphoria about revivalists coming into the scene, and
Yeah.
those revivalists was the artist you were on tour with, who is
Yeah.
known as Chronics, and
Yeah.
that's where I met you personally the first time. So when people are saying revival a couple of years ago, and now you are saying that it's actually not what it's supposed to be or what it used to be. This is something serious. So when artists like Kabaka, Protege, Chronics I mentioned already, and Jesse Roya and the females, then Janine and Kelly,
Right.
and you on the road with Kelisha too, and
Right.
Dre Island, yeah. So um, when they are coming into the scene with a revivalist spirit, is it not something to recognize, or do you still think that there's more to be done to take reggae or bring it back to what it used to be?
Well, all right. So let me clarify. When I say devolve, I am strictly speaking from a music perspective, in terms of how the music feel, in terms of how it sound, in terms of the purity that the music was done with. Of course, it has evolved from a business perspective. The people them and internet, the internet revolution, the people them can watch all sorts of artists all over the world and how them do things and how them market and how them, how them approach the music business. So maybe it has evolved in that sense, but I think there's a way to make the music evolve with the music business. And that is where I think there's a serious deficiency, because it don't make no sense. The music business better than the music,
So
you know.
that makes very much sense to me too. Um, Jamaica is known to be a stronghold of Rastafari. Yeah.
Seeing.
Um, how is that influencing? Because when you speak about the business side of it and the music side of it being now totally different or one
Mm-hmm.
above the other,
Mm-hmm.
is the Rasta culture still playing a great influence in the content coming out of reggae music in Jamaica?
Mm,
Or is it kind of relaxed in its influence? Because we know from the early days, Rasta was a great influence in the contents coming out of reggae in Jamaica. How do you compare that then and now?
well, Rasta influence is there on the business side again. A lot of a lot of the Rasta influence that you're seeing, sometimes them don't even really know the true essence of Rasta. Sometimes them don't even know how it began. Them don't know the history of Ethiopia and Africa at large. Them don't really know. Them go on like them know, and the business will reflect, because it's easy to just post a picture of Selassie and some Rasta colors and then write some nice caption where But when it come down to it, you can really see who know from who don't know. And it is way less. What I mean, man, back in the 70s, man, Peter Tasha get beaten for Rastafari. And Bob Marley, and Bob Marley, I push it all over the world. When you say white people, Chinese people, black people, everybody together, it's not the same. And it's just the truth. You know, it's just the truth that.
Well, yeah, we who are watching also paying great attention to the development in the island of Jamaica. We are seeing that anywhere. Or I personally, let me not say we because I have to speak for myself, you know, my brother.
Same.
I seen that. I know presently there's a big issue now in Jamaica between the Great Muta Baroka and an artist out in Jamaica. I don't want to mention no name, just to respect people. And it comes down to exactly what you're saying that most of the artists them confuse the Rasta levity, you know, with the business, you know, side of the music, and they don't reflect that, you know, as strongly as you mentioned, like Peter Touch and Bob Marley and the rest of them were doing that. We spoke with Dennis R. Capone a while ago, who's also a great veteran.
Big up, Dennis.
Yeah, true. If you check his catalog of works, you know, he has put out there.
True, man.
Uplifting messages, you know.
I've worked with Dennis before, great artist, man.
Okay. You know,
yeah, man.
Messages in the music, they always say, but it's not just the message being in the music. The levity of the person carrying the message has to also.
It have a match.
Yeah, it has to match.
It have a match.
You are right, my brother, to speak about the imbalance in the whole thing. And we are seeing it in as much as we give thanks for everything. We're unfortunate. So, but yeah, you are there. Tell us about the works, because your dad did mention that you're right now doing some couple of projects. Can you give us a little bit insight or inlight into the things you're doing right now to come, like your father has been doing up to now, into this whole thing we're talking about, reggae music?
Yeah, man. Well, what we're working on right now is school. So Daddy Farm school in 1988, and it was really after him leave Chalice, it was really school was just like a band now too, because they're such excellent musicians they could back up anybody. So from Erta Kit to, you know what I mean, to all sorts of foreign acts to the most local acts too, they could just be versatile enough to accompany anybody. So that was the whole idea of school. And over the years, as he told you, it has included many other people, not just me playing bass, obviously, because I never born yet, but other bass players over the years, other keyboard players come and join, Chris and Daddy, you know what I mean, violinists come sometime, handsmen, different names, handsmen come sometimes, you know, different singers work with the band. So it's just, I look at it like a learning platform, you know what I mean, and at the same time, you can also get to eat a food, you know what I mean, as a musician. So with that said, I have just taken the brand now, school, and kind of remolded it, rebranded it, and make it more viable and more applicable to a digital market. You know what I mean? So we have a platform now on Instagram and YouTube. Well, the YouTube is not up yet because we just recently just start. You know what I mean? And we call it School Jamaica on Instagram. So it's at School Jamaica. So everybody can go check out how that look, you know what I mean, and how it feel, because it's not really about, like, for me still, and that as well, it's not really about the likes and the most crazy stuff you can do in a music and how much girl you can spank and whatever. It's really about the music, because that is what really is the thing that require more talent, to be honest with you. If you go play an instrument, it's much harder than for go do a little music video and about a naked girl, and you know what I mean, it's actually, so we're trying to put the highlight on musicians basically, and we're trying to use it as a learning platform as well as a original content platform with our own music, our own arrangements of popular covers, you know what I mean, popular song we cover, I mean, I should say. Yeah, so that is just the whole idea of school in 2021.
Well, yeah, give thanks for that, you know. People go and check it out at School Jamaica, you know, go and listen up and see what Josh and the school family them are bringing out and putting out there for you. Josh, you just said, you know, Right now, the eating of food is not easy thing for most artists and musicians and players of instruments like you. How do you try to cope with this, world pandemic or plan whatever? How do you handle the situation right now, knowing that you are basically somebody who is always on the road? I met you on the
Mhm.
Germany, and also we met us again in Italy. How do you handle this challenge now that everyone is faced with?
Well, um, this time has been a blessing for me more than anything, to be honest with you. Just for me, can talk for myself. Because I mean, what is more valuable than downtime to really sit down and learn? You know what I mean? Learn whatever you want to learn. Learn a new instrument, learn a new skill, learn marketing, learn branding, learn anything you want to learn. Learn plants, learn anything. You know what I mean? So if you obviously we know the negative impacts, the monetary negative impacts, but it always goes deeper than money for me. And I've been fortunate to not have to be such a maniacal, hungry person for money, you know? So that is just for me. But for musicians all over, I'm sure it has been horrible. You know what I mean? It has been horrible for everybody who used to tour hard and play locally hard and whatever. But you have to see the silver lining. You know what I mean? You have to see the silver lining because it's not all negative. With every negative is positive. And with every positive is negative. So you just have to always keep a balance, you know?
Yeah, you if not the fourth, the fifth artist so far in this series of event from Greg Isaac Foundation who is saying that this is actually a good time, for people to go within and try to develop something they never had the chance to develop,
Of
in their
course.
life, and also a time for one to go inward and reflect and try to come out a better person, right? So give thanks for that word, Josh, and we can only say yes, it's well received, and I think everyone listening right now will be glad to hear that from you also, those in your age group, the younger ones, even the older ones, because yeah, we all learning still,
Yeah,
Um,
man.
yeah. How did you then get to be in this project, the Greg Foundation project? Because your father also told us how he got involved. For you yourself, how did you get to be in this project?
Well, most things that involve in him include me. You know what I mean? So I never really even met the connection personally with Kirsten or anybody when he went on to, I wasn't on the tour. It was he was on a Light Parks tour. You know what I mean? A We the People tour. So I guess that's where they made the connection. But I mean, anything that they do in him just include me because we have it together, we do it together. It's a togetherness thing. So anything him tell me is a good thing, I will go with it.
Great. I mean, it's honor to have you, and we'll definitely be seeing more of you connected to the
Definitely.
foundation.
And by the way, Gregory Isaacs is maybe is one of my favorite artists in the world. Love Gregory.
True.
Love Gregory. And I really love the phone. I love what you guys are doing here.
Thank you so much, bro. We love your works. Like I said, I listened to your performance with the artists I mentioned already on the road, and I was very, very impressed. And give thanks that we had a vibe on the road then, and
Give
we
thanks,
and
man.
that means the connection stays, because I don't.
True.
Nothing is. There's no chance in life. Everything has a purpose, Anything you do
Exactly.
in your life is the reason why you came. So it just has to keep manifesting. So thank you so much, Josh, for being with us today.
Exactly.
Patient to spend time and give some words,
Yeah, man.
what words will you leave your fellow musicians out there with in this time, and also the whole world? What message do you have for them?
Well, I just have to say that in everything we do, we can't separate music from nature. Nature is literally music, and music is literally nature. So when we come now with our little jingle, dub plate vibe, this a business type of thing, this a type of conniving thing, this type of weird kind of robbery type of thing towards the whole industry, you're really robbing from nature. And it don't make no sense. Because everything is vibration. Everything is vibration. So anything you're seeing me, it's vibrate, me I vibrate. And the music, the bass line is vibrate, it I vibrate. And the guitar and the piano and the drum is all vibration. So we can't rob nature, you know. So I just want to make them think about music deeper than just business. I noticed that when people doing art, like painting or sculpting, them don't really go into art, go into painting and sculpting for hustle it. Them go into it because them love it. I noticed that music changing that way, wherein them don't really love music. Them love what music can do. And that is a huge problem for me. Huge. So I just want to make them think about it a little different, a little more deeper. It deeper than the money, man. Because the artists, them will make it, them not think about it that way there. Maybe them managers I think about it that way there. But the artists, them will really create music like Anderson .Paak or Billie Eilish. Or any, if you want to look local, like even Bob Marley, Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown, them man, they never think about so much business and how them can one up somebody and them I think about the best possible product, the best vibrations. And it's just that we have to go back to. And that is why we're not creating anything new. Since dancehall, we don't make nothing new. You know what I mean? And Jamaica is something make something new at least every 20 years. From mentor to ska, to rocksteady, to reggae, to dancehall, no, it stop. Why it stop? Because something changed. It's just simple maths, you know. Simple maths.
Yes, George, thank you so much. You know, people, you heard it from the great bassist, wicked instrumentalist. I tell you, go and check out Art School Jamaica, and then you'll see more of the artists in focus right now. Joshua Jones, son of Desi Jones, who just, was here a while ago. Thank you so much, George. So
yes, brother.
keeping on in Jamaica. Hello to the One Musical family, the school, and your immediate family.
Respect.
And like I said, yeah, we'll be in touch, Hopeful every time, yeah.
Hopeful.
Play thing called Quiet Riot, because this brother here is a rioter, but a quiet one, sitting behind the bass. When you see George strumming the bass, you will know that it's really vibration, powerful coming on. So keep on keeping on, my brother. More life and more strength to you, yeah.
Respect.